Hey, good morning. Welcome. So glad to have you all here. It's kind of fun. I don't know if you heard at home, but we have international yoga today. Members from Spain and Croatia. So it's kind of fun for me. So we'll just start seated. And I usually do a little centering just to kind of bring you to this moment. So please close your eyes. And really just focus in on your breath. And try this morning. See if you can lengthen out your inhalation a little bit more so you draw in a little more air than what you usually do. And then pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale completely. And pause again before you repeat inhalation. Pause at the top and pause at the bottom. Come on in. It's okay. Come on down. And please bring hands to heart center. May we all notice the beauty and the grace within ourselves and within others and in all living things. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. Hey, Julie, how are you? Come on in. So I just gonna have you warm up here. So inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, bring your right hand down to the side and just kind of arc. Stay for a couple breaths. And then inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. And then inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows and lift your heart a little bit and look up. And then inhale, reach up, interlace your hands, stretch your knuckles forward, tuck your chin and round forward a little bit. Really stretch out the shoulder blades. And inhale, come on up, bend the elbows, lift the heart. And then reach up. Interlace thy fingers the opposite way. Tuck your chin round forward. And then release the hands and just bring your fingers down and fold forward. Check in with your hips. We did, Lorena did hip openers with me last night. She's a dancer though, so I'm sure it's not a problem. Good, and then come on up, stretch your arms up, twist to your right now, bring your right hand behind you, left hand to the knee. Really nice long spine. And then inhale back to center, stretch it up, I want you to feel tall before you then twist to the other side. And come on back to center and come to all fours position. And move through some cow cat. So I always start with your tailbone. Just round your back, look up, pull the hands and the knees towards each other, but keep your spine long. And then go the opposite direction. So round your back up, push the hands away, knees away from each other. And just do that a few more times. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. You want to add those pauses between your inhale and your exhale. You can swivel side to side a little bit if that feels good for you this morning. And then pause with a flat back. Extend just your right leg. Really check your core to make sure you're engaged, and extend the left arm. And bring the hand down and bring that foot out to the side. So right foot out to the side. And just move forward and back a little bit. You coming down, Andy? Well, I just want to say hi. Okay, now pick that foot up and bring it all the way over to the opposite side and try and get on the, yeah. And keep the hips square to the floor and then twist and look at that foot. So you feel a nice long right side body. And then come on back to center and we'll switch. So now extend the left leg straight back. Feel like you're lifting from the hamstrings and drawing your low belly up, your rib cage is back. Add the right hand if you're feeling stable. Attend to your breath. And on your exhale, swing that, bring the hand down, swing that leg out to the side. Try and get on the bottom of your foot and just move forward and back a little bit. Stretch it out. And then picking it up, bring it all the way over to the opposite side. Keep nice and long and then twist and look at it. And come on back to center. Go ahead and widen your knees a little bit. Bring your big toes together and sit back to a child's pose. But keep your arms full length and come up on fingertips and lift your armpits. You can feel the breath move deep down into your low belly, the expansion and contraction there. And then go ahead and ground the hands down, come back up to all fours position. And extend your right arm up. And then with the palm facing up, thread it underneath your left and come down to your shoulder for thread the needle. Draw your sternum back a little bit. You'll feel a stretch in your shoulder. And then come on back up and switch. So left arm stretches up. Keep a nice long spine. Thread it underneath. Come down to your shoulder. around your left shoulder blade, especially. Draw your sternum back. And then please unwind. Okay. So all fours position, come down to your elbows. And then sit back a little bit, like child's pose. And then just bring your hands to prayer pose. So palms together, and then lift them up for a little stretch on the backs of your arms, the triceps. And then bring the hands back down, interlace the hands. Make sure your shoulders are right underneath. Your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Can't speak. Curl your toes under and lift to little baby down dog on your elbows here. Call it puppy dog pose. Broaden your clavicles, if you will. Press your forearms down. You can walk your knees, so bend one knee and the other if that feels good, if you're feeling stable. And then go ahead and come back down to your knees and come back up to your hands. Good. And now swivel just your right foot. So your right knee stays where it is. Swivel the right foot to the side, extend the left leg, and come up to a little side plank. Yeah, good. Lift your heart, a little opening. And then come on back down. And we'll do that on the other side. So now the left foot swivels out, extend the right leg, and sweep up. Try and find some space in your spine between your vertebrae. Good, and come on back down. And bring your hands forward of your shoulders now a little bit. I always say in down dog, I want you to ground fingertips and finger mounds down, not just dump into the wrist. So weight on all parts of your hands, curl your toes, and lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Yeah, nice. I'm gonna move your blanket out of the way. And just walk your dog there. Move. You guys look awesome. Everyone looks awesome. Yeah. And now I'm gonna have you slowly, so one hand at a time, walk your hands back towards your feet. You might have to bend your knees as you get closer and come to a forward fold. And really feel all parts of your feet grounded. And if that feels good and you want to, you can grab your elbows and just kind of move around like a rag doll a little bit. And then slowly roll up to standing. Well done, good. Now standing on your right foot, lift your left knee and interlace your hands around the knee. And I want you to just kind of focus. You don't want to lift one side or the other, just kind of keep it steady. Find a spot to focus on the floor for your balance. Good, now let go and bring it back down. Switch sides. Stand on your left, bring the right knee up. I want you to just kind of feel like if you press the knee into your hands and draw back with your hands, how it kind of stabilizes you. Use your core. and release. Good. Now, same thing, only this time, move the foot behind you. If you need the wall, feel free to use it. So you're going to grab the foot just with your left hand. I'm hopping around. Try and find stability by using your core. Stretch the arm up. Hug the heel in. And breathe, lengthen your spine. Good, release. See, you guys all found calmness. Eventually, switch sides. I always have to bring my hand out for, kind of like if you're on a high wire, I have to kind of do that and then find the balance. So try the other side. Again, keep your hip points square to the front. Don't lift one hip higher. See if you can find some calm and connection to the floor. Lengthen up. Try and hug knee to knee. And release. Well done. Good. Nobody notices if you fall out because they're so focused on themselves. Good. Now, inhale, extend your arms up again. And exhale, fold into that nice forward fold. And slowly walk your hands back out to downward facing dog. Your heels will probably be lifted up. I'd rather have you bend. Actually, everyone, bend your knees deeply and then think hips up and back to straighten the legs. Keep the armpits lifted. You don't want to overstretch your shoulders. And then see if you can hold it for 3 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, come forward to plank pose. You can lower your knees to lower down or lower down slowly to the mat. Try to keep the elbows above the wrists. Stretch your feet long. And I want you to think, I'm going to keep a long spine, but I'm going to draw the rib cage back a little bit to lengthen and then lift to cobra. And stay if you can. You don't have to lift very high. Maybe twist to the right a little bit. And then twist to the left a little bit. Just warming everything up. And then on your next exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under and push back to all fours. I'm going to have you grab your blocks in case you need them. You don't have to use blocks. It's just a suggestion if it makes it a little easier. Good. So come up to downward facing dog with the blocks and step your feet up between the blocks to a forward fold there. And you can use the blocks as arm extenders if your hamstrings are tight. On your next inhale, lengthen your spine and look out, pranam. Exhale, fold. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen, look out, keep the weight in the heels just as much as the balls of the feet, and fold. 1 more time. And fold. Good. On your next inhale, step your left foot back with your hands on the blocks for a deep lunge. Just kind of take a moment to feel that. Keep the hips square to the front of or to the floor and the front of the room. Stretch your right arm up and open up to a little twist. Deep lunge twist. You can lift the back heel nice and high. That helps you. Good. And then touch down. Go ahead and bring the blocks to the higher height. Move them back a bit. Keep weight in all parts of your right foot and lift your hips up and back and straighten your front leg. So the back heel's lifted. Yeah, good. And then you can work on keeping the hips square to the front again. Keep weight in all parts of your foot. Maybe fold a little deeper if you're bending right at the hip crease. You don't need the blocks, it's fine too. Whatever works. Yeah, what was that cracking? Somebody just broke. Bend back into your front knee. Lower the back knee. Hands to the front knee now. Hug the heel and the knee towards each other and bend a little deeper. You stretch out the hip flexor. Good. Touch down. Lift the back knee and step forward to switch. So wait for your breath. On the inhale, step the right foot back, deep lunge. Get that feeling of squareness. So you're drawing the left leg and the hip crease stays back. The right heel is lifted. Keep those hip points pointing straight ahead. Extend the left arm and open up for a little twist. You feel it right in your core. Beautiful, you guys. Stay for one more breath. And touch down. Good. If you want the higher height on those blocks, do it because you're going to lift your hips up and back to straighten the front leg. Parsvottanasana. Deep version. And maybe fold. Yeah. No, I'm cracking too. It's my toes. Feels really good though. Good. Bend back into the front knee. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. Just bring your hands to your front thigh for this variation. Keeping the hips square. Your left hip's not higher than the right. They're even. They're connected. You're hugging heel to knee, knee to heel. Feel a deep stretch. Good. And touch the blocks. Lift the back knee and step forward, please. And bring your blocks forward of your feet, but like from the outside, just so they're handy. And come on up to standing. So we're gonna play a little bit and see how this feels. Bring my pants back up. So standing on your right foot again, lift your left knee and extend your arms at the same time. Good. Now slowly bring the foot back behind you as you bring your hands to heart center and reach the foot back. See if you can come to warrior three. Your blocks are there if you need to reach them. Now everybody touch the blocks, keeping the hips square to the front. You might have to keep a baby bend in your right knee, fold forward, standing split. Okay, now come back so the foot's parallel to the floor. Bend the right knee, move the blocks back, step back, deep lunge. Yeah, good job. Lower the back knee. Inhale, stretch up, Anjane Asana. Stay for one more breath. Good, touch back down to the blocks. Lift the back knee, ground the back foot down, and windmill up to a warrior two. So Yeah, you're opposite. That's okay. You can look at Lydia. Yeah. Now, everyone, I want you to feel really connected through the feet. I'm going to have you turn on your right glute. So bring your hand to the outside of the right knee and press the knee into your hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now keep that glute turned on. Extend your arm again. Lean forward. Bring the forearm on the thigh, but don't just dump into it. Just think, turn on that glute. I'm going to keep that turned on as you move to Parsvakonasana. And if it's easier, you can find your block with your right hand. Your choice. Very beautiful. Good, everybody. Look at the floor. Touch the block. Turn the back heel up. Step back to a downward dog on the blocks. Extend the left leg and step it through to deep lunge if that works, or however you can get it there, right? Good, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, stretch all the way up. And hands down to heart center. Stand on your left foot. Inhale, lift your right knee, your arms. I forgot to have you move your blocks forward. So you're gonna have to do it on the fly. Hands to heart center, move the hand or the foot back, lean forward, warrior 3. And then you can grab your blocks and bring them forward. Make it extra hard for you today, and then come to that standing split. Good, bend the left knee, slide the blocks back, lightly touch the right foot down, deep lunge. Woohoo, good job. Lower the back knee, stretch up, Anjane. One more breath, keeping the left hip crease back, and on the exhale, touch down. Good. Inhale, lift the right knee, ground the back foot down. Come up, warrior 2. And just look, notice if you can still see your big toe. You're probably tracking your knee straight if you can. Add your arms, and then just to turn on the left glute, bring the hand to the outside of the knee and press hand to knee and resist knee to hand. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the arm again. Couple breaths. And then Parsvakonasana, so forearm to thigh. But I'm just hovering mine because I want to keep that glute turned on. You can bring the arm by the ear if you want, palm facing down. Good, reach down, touch the blocks, turn the back heel up, and step back to down dog. And go ahead and lower your knees for a moment so you can just set the blocks off to the side. And come on up to downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's the Sanskrit name for it. Waiting for your inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. And everyone push back to child's pose. And this time, just let your hands stack and rest your forehead there. Just see where your thoughts go. When you're in this position, which doesn't require a lot of effort, just try and keep your thoughts on your breath, on your physical body. Even check in with your emotions this morning. And then please make your way back to downward facing dog. And this time, step your feet up to your hands. You can go slow to a forward fold, and then turn your toes out slightly and come down to a deep squat. Now, my heels stay down. A lot of people have to lift their heels to get in this position, so don't feel bad if that's what's happening. It's okay. And if you widen your feet, it helps. Yeah, good. Yeah. And a lot of times it feels good when you first get here, and then you hold it a while and you're going, oh, my shins are screaming at me. And now bring your hands behind you and sit back, your feet flat. Bring your hands behind your knees, lengthen your spine, lean back, and just lift up to boat pose. You don't have to let go if you're feeling it. I just want you to keep your heart lifted. Now bring both hands to the right side. If you've let go, don't do it if you haven't. Do a little twist and then switch left side and back to center. And go ahead and cross your legs and come down. Good. Now we're going to work on hips a little bit more. So I'm going to have you everyone bring your right shin in front of the left and try and bring the knees a little wider. So the left foot's here and the right foot is in front of it. Yeah. Good. And then just turn towards your left knee. Yeah, good. And then maybe keeping both sits bones grounded, maybe fold over that knee a little bit. Good, come on back up. Now bring that right shin forward a little bit, and you'll have to really activate this foot. So not quite that much, Helen. Yeah, there you go. And then face the shin. So like your chest is facing that shin. And then keep this foot, the outside of this foot pressing down so you don't hurt your knee, and maybe fold over the shin a little bit. So kind of a weird thing. You'll feel it in your hip. I know you're loving this, Susan. She's Lisa's laughing because she knows her. Good. And then come on up. Now extend that leg all the way out to the side. So now you're in Janu Shirshasana, and face that leg again. Make sure that you're inner spiraled, so your kneecap and your toes point straight up, and then fold over. And just really monitor your breath. If you're able to reach your foot, you can press and resist with the foot. That always helps my core engage more. If not, just reach for the outer shin. It's totally okay. Good. And then come on up. You're still going to face that leg, but bring this foot up and over. Yeah. Good. See how that feels? Sit up tall. There you go. Feel it in this hip, right? Yeah. Good. Now, if you want to, some of you do, you can try a half lotus where you bring the little toe side into the hip crease. But don't do it if it doesn't feel good. Just stay right where you're at. And then if you even want more stretch, then you can fold over again. See how I switched it up on you? We're stretching the opposite hip. Now come on up, lift this foot up and bring it to the outside. Interlace your hands, pull back and up to lengthen your spine, and then twist towards that knee. Yeah, good. Really good, you guys. One more breath. And unwind. Now take that foot and bring it clear back over. And we'll switch sides. So right knee comes in, left one in front. Turn and face your right knee, or whichever one you didn't do last time, and fold. Some of you might have been opposite, and that's totally fine. Good. And then come on up, really activating that foot, pressing the little toe side out. Bring the foot forward, twist so you're kind of facing that shin, and fold again. You'll feel it in the hip. Couple breaths. And then come on up. Now extend that leg out. Voila, you're in Janu Shirshasana. But I always have to inner spiral. And if you're feeling like you can't sit up straight, you can sit on your blanket. I forgot to tell you that. But you guys all look pretty good. Yeah. So now turn and face that outstretched leg, and you can fold over it. I always try and think belly's turning towards that leg, hand to the outside of shin, knee, ankle, or maybe foot. For a few breaths, you'll feel, try and keep a long side body even on your left side. So both sides of the body are nice and long, your spine's lengthening. Good, and come on back up. Bring the foot over the thigh. Crampage. Oh, yeah, and I forgot to mention, so really be careful of your knee. If you keep your foot really active, your knee's like a hinge. You don't want to crank it one way or the other. So you have to be super careful of knees when you're doing hip openers. And if you want to do the half lotus variation, you can bring it into the hip crease. And notice when you do that, if you kind of let this bottom leg get lazy, and then perhaps fold over it again. Not necessary. If you're feeling plenty of stretch without folding, then stay there. Yeah. We have elephants in our garage today. Yeah. And come on up. And bring that foot to the opposite side. Interlace. Pull up and back to lengthen your spine. And then twist. Couple breaths. Good, and unwind. And come on up to standing. I'm going to have everyone turn towards the middle and take a wide stance so your feet are on your mat. So you guys turn this way. Yeah, so you can look at everybody. You can stick your tongue out at them. Good. And then just kind of feel that. So it's easy to feel the inner edge of your foot grounded. I want you to feel the outer edge too. And then see if your kneecaps and toes point the same direction. Good. And then keeping the weight right in the middle of your feet. You might have to bend your knees a little bit. See if you can fold forward to prasarita, wide-legged forward fold, prasarita, padottanasana. It feels way different here. Yeah. And you can use, let's use blocks. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Good. And just take a few breaths. Your legs are gonna get tired. But try and keep that muscle energy going. You want to bend right at the hip creases, not rounding the back too much. Good, and then come on back up. Yep, all the way. Turn your right foot towards the front. Bring your arms out. Feel weight and groundedness in both feet and maybe slide into triangle pose. You can use a block here too, or just find your shin or ankle. Yeah, perfect. Triangle. Remember the glute when you turn on the glute. See if you can find that again here. So you don't, maybe don't even need your hand to hold you. Yeah. Maybe even extend it forward. You can extend both of them. Feel a nice long spine. Good. And then come on up. Woo, yeah. Relax your arms. Reverse the orientation of your feet. Bring the arms out. And fold. Turn on the glute. Really remember that. Think long spine. Maybe you don't need your hand. Maybe you don't need, you can really put the weight. Turn on that glute. Good. Keep breathing. Extend the arms again. And pretend like I'm pulling on your wrist to come on back up. Relax your arms for a minute. Turn the foot forward. And fold forward again. Just sway from the ball of your foot to your heel. Don't lift anything, just kind of shift the weight and move with your breath. You can feel it calming. Good. And then touch the floor. Heel, toe, walk your feet towards each other. And roll one vertebra at a time all the way up to standing. Good. Come on down to a seated position on your blanket. This time, I want you to use your blanket. And find your blocks too. Have your blocks handy. This is fun. Right, Lorena? This is fun. Lorena lift. Yeah. So bring your blocks right underneath your shoulders. And watch me first. So I'm going to have you press into the blocks and lift your bum up. But I want you to draw back so you feel really strong in your core. Your feet can stay down. You're just lifting up and then lowering down. So try it. I'm going to watch you guys. And even if you draw a low belly up, draw the belly button towards the spine. So you kind of move back. Good. That's it, Julie. Yeah, nice. Even more. Yeah, shoulder. You can round the upper back even. Good, Lisa. And lower back down. Nice. That's a lot of work. Now, if that was hard enough, stay there. If you want to try one-legged, so you can bring your right foot either on top of the shin, you can bring it across, or you can do that half lotus and then lift again. So only one foot is down. And just see how that feels. Actually feels about the same, right? Good. And lower down. Lisa's going, nope, not really. Okay. So try the other one now. So either shin, thigh, or half lotus. And the bottom foot stays down. It's okay if you can't get that. That's good. Yeah. And Lydia's even lifting her bottom foot. Yeah, good. And come on down. Now, if you want to try full lotus, you can. Some of you might want to. I don't know. I'm going to try it. So you just bring one across, and then this one may not come all the way up. You just kind of play with it and see that if you can get it there. Julie's going for it. Wow. And then try lift it. Wow. And if it's easy for you, Jeanette, try it without blocks and without maybe the blanket. Yeah. 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 It's good to play. Yeah, look at Lydia. Woohoo. Good. Hopefully you at home are having fun playing. Just play. If you're only, hey, Julie, that's good. And try the other way too. I didn't think I could do lotus this position because of my bad ankle, but I did. It's nice. Yeah, that's good. Good. Unwind. Okay. Lydia can do it both ways. I'm so impressed. She always says she's not flexible, and look at her. I'm impressed. You guys did great. Go ahead and lay on your backs. Have one block handy. And just take a moment there. Feel a little curve in your low back. Turn these lights down. So feet flat, right under your knees. And bring your hands. Let's see how dark it is. Huh, that works. Hopefully you guys at home can still see me. So hands by your hips. You want to keep a little curve in your low back. All parts of your feet connect. Your shoulders, just draw the shoulder blades underneath you just a bit. And then press into your feet and lift to Setu Bandha, bridge pose. Should feel good after all. Try not to use your glutes too much here. Just let your buns relax a bit. We use them enough. Good, and then lower down. See if you can end up with that little curve in your low back again when you lower. And then I'm going to have you do that again, but this time you can slide the block underneath your sacrum, your low back there. So lift up, you can slide it low height or medium height. And then set it's like your tailbone right on it. You play with where it is to make sure it's comfortable. Make sure your shoulder blades are underneath again. And just relax into it. You guys good? Yeah. And then lift your knees up so they're right above your hips. See if that works. Yeah. Yeah, and then you'll know if that block's in the right place. And then you can even extend your legs straight up. And then point and flex your feet a little bit. And then bending your knees, bring the feet back down. Stay for a couple more breaths. You can really feel whether you're drawing the breath clear down into your belly. And then lift up enough that you can slide the block out and set it to the side. Bring your arms to a cactus position or T. Bring your feet a little bit wider. And then bring both knees to the right side. So your left knee is almost by your right foot. Your right knee's off to the side. And then go the opposite direction. So right knee by left foot. Yeah. And then just do that a couple times back to the right. And back to the left. Try this. See if you can keep the hips square to the ceiling. So don't let the hip lift as you go to one side and the other, and just see how that feels. It'll probably lift a little bit, but it's like you pull the foot in to keep it there. Good. And then pause there. Hug your knees in to your chest and hold them. And just kind of roll side to side to massage the low back area. And then grab a hold of your kneecaps so your fingers point towards your toes, and then slowly, as you roll side to side, push your knees away from you so you can kind of massage some of your glutes, your bum, until your arms are full length. And then just let your feet dangle there for a moment. And then flex your feet, bring your shins up a little bit, and bring your arms back to cactus. And let the knees, so hug the knees and the feet together, and then let them roll to the left for a lying down twist. Try to keep your right shoulder grounded. Yeah. Good, you guys. Take a few breaths. You'll notice your right glute is stretching out. You can feel where you added all that glute. If you want more, you can also straighten the right leg and even find the right foot with your left hand. Only if you want. That's a good stretch for you. Maybe even turn your gaze to the right. Good. And then bending the top knee. Bring the knees back to center and over to the right side. One side will feel different. Ah, there's that glute again. Whew. If you liked when you straighten the leg, you can do that on this side too. And turn your gaze to your left. And just take a few breaths. And then coming back to center, bring your knees upright. Just bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open wide. You can bring your hands on your belly or your inner thigh. Supta Baddha Konasana. Full breaths. Try not to allow the muscles and ligaments in the hip area to grip. Just let them relax. And then you can help your knees back up to center if you'd like. And go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. So stretch your legs long, stretch your arms, maybe away from your body a bit, palm facing up if you want. And tune back into your breath. You want to cover up with a blanket. Sometimes the here, do something. This might feel good. Put this on your thighs. And tuning back into your breath, use it as your tool to relax. So start with the top of your head. Notice if you're holding any tension in your scalp. And just let it go with the exhalation. Allow your eyeballs to just rest back in the sockets. That little knitted area between your eyes, just let that relax completely. Rest your jaw. Maybe your teeth part just a bit. The jaw can relax back in the socket. Relax your shoulders. And just your right arm. Focus on biceps, triceps, elbow, forearm, right hand, and each finger. And then left arm and shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers. Relax your chest, your belly, your upper back, low back, pelvis. Your quadricep muscles, your hamstrings, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. When all the muscles have relaxed, relax your skin. Let it just kind of slip off. They say that if you're truly able to let go and relax completely in Shavasana for 10 minutes, that it's almost like taking a 2-hour nap. It really is worthwhile to just let go and release all the muscles for a few moments. Now tune back into your breath. Feel the inhale and how cool it is. And feel the exhale that's warmed from your body. And now think of the breath as an energizing tool. So every inhale, feel life force energy come in. You can start to move and wiggle in small ways. Just take your time, drawing your knees in when you're ready and rolling to the right side and pushing up. Just take your time. Take as much time as you need. It's always good to go slow when you've been meditating or relaxing in Shavasana. You don't jar your body back into an agitated state. So just go slow. And push on up to seated when you're ready. I'd like to close with a reading from Marianne Williamson. She's my favorite. Just as I look to food to fuel my physical self, I look to meditation and prayer to fuel my spiritual self. Just as I look to physical exercise to strengthen my physical body, I look to spiritual exercise to strengthen my spirit. Gravity works on both physical and emotional levels. Just as I do not wish physical gravity to pull down my muscles, I don't wish spiritual gravity to pull down my mind. I work against emotional gravity, thoughts of fear, cynicism, negativity, victim consciousness, anger, judgment, and defensiveness by praying and meditating throughout the day. The ego will constantly tempt me to attach myself to a fear-based interpretation of the world. I fly instead on angels' wings, the thoughts of love, above the fray of worldly confusion. I pray and meditate to keep my mind on love, and thus I soar above the illusions of the world. Please bring hands to heart center. I bow to the beautiful light in each of you, and I thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's fun. So do you know Spanish too, Lorena? No, just your mom. Your mom speaks, so how many languages do you speak? Yeah, and she speaks Spanish too, right? No, not, oh, I thought she did, okay. Yeah, she speaks English better than I do. She's very good at, yeah, she has an extensive vocabulary. It's like, wow, it's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. She's pretty awesome. How many languages do you guys speak? Two, for sure. Now you're English, yes. Yeah, and English. Very good English. How about you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Me too. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I forgot we were still online, girls. Sorry. Have a great day. Bye, Laura.
Thank
Bye, Susan. I
you.
wish you were here so we could meet.
Yeah, have
You.
a great trip.
Oh,
Have
thank
fun.
you. Okay.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Bye
Bye.
now. Bye.